I actually don't believe in myself as much as what I thought I did. And this is where it all comes back to with the conviction. How can you have conviction and confidence in yourself when you don't truly and deeply believe in yourself? I have realized that conviction is absolutely pivotal in creating the life that you want for yourself. And I'll explain that. So I feel like I've kind of gone throughout my life being a little bit wishy-washy and kind of fence it in because I'm very open-minded. I see other people's perspectives and I can understand both sides to a story. I've always been like that. I've always been very fair. But what I've realised is that that has not gotten me where I need to be in my life, quite frankly. And I'm sick of it. I think a lot of that is rooted in a people-pleasing mentality, which we'll get onto in a different video because I could speak for days about that. But like, I just feel like a common theme in my life is that I don't have enough conviction. I don't have enough belief and trust in myself that I'm going to get something done. Or even sometimes when I'm speaking in my videos, I don't have conviction in some of the things that I'm saying, and then I won't post it because I'm thinking, right, I can't post something if I'm not saying it with conviction. So I feel like it's been very difficult for me recently to film content, and it's taken me a lot longer because I just haven't been in it. Like, I've not been feeling it deep enough to upload it, if that makes sense. And I think there's no better way of discovering about yourself, more like going out into the world and living life. And I always say this, but going away with my cousins really made me realise a lot about myself, and it was an amazing trip. We had the best time. We had such deep conversations. It was great, but it really made me realise that I do still have people-pleasing tendencies, and I do still kind of speak with a little bit of doubt in my voice. Like, the dreams that I have, like, I'm very sure about my dreams and what I want, but I've not been speaking them with power. Like, I've not been saying them with conviction. And this is just a word, I've been saying it in my last few videos, but this is a word that has come up for me a lot recently. Like, I just feel like I need more conviction in my life. Even from, like, when I say affirmations, when I listen to affirmations and I repeat them, I notice that when there are people in the house, say if my boyfriend's in the house, and I love my boyfriend, I'm very much myself with my boyfriend, he sees this every single day. So I'm very much myself with him, but then I realise that maybe I'm not, because when he's in the other room and I'm saying my affirmations, I'm not saying them with my chest in the same way that I would if I was on my own in the house. And I noticed it this morning because I was saying my affirmations and I was absolutely belting it and I was saying it with my chest, whereas when my boyfriend's in the other room or anyone else is around me, I get a little bit embarrassed and I say it with less conviction, and I kind of whisper it a little bit because I don't want him to hear me. And that just makes me think, like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about with these affirmations, but maybe subconsciously I am embarrassed because I don't believe the affirmations to be true. So I don't want to be belting out these affirmations when I don't believe it to be true, so I think that other people might not believe it to be true. It's kind of like we can believe things to a certain extent about ourselves. We can tell ourselves, like, yeah, I believe in myself, I'm going to achieve my dreams, blah, 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 but that's all our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is a completely different story, and that really reiterated to me the fact that I actually don't believe in myself as much as what I thought I did. And this is where it all comes back to with the conviction. How can you have conviction and confidence in yourself when you don't truly and deeply believe in yourself? This is just the realization that I've had recently, and I think it's very important to have these realizations and have this awareness. And it kind of made me realize the importance of these videos that I do. These videos where I'm stripped back, just talking what I would say to, like, my best friend. Like, I'm just saying what I would say to my best friend. And they're the spaces where I have all the revelations and I have all of the breakthrough moments, rather than when I script a video. Yes, I appreciate the value in those, but, like, I don't feel fully myself in those videos. And I say this every time, like, I said this time last year. So I'm having the same revelations over and over again, and it's like, I know the truth, I know what I want to do in my life, but the truth is I'm a human and I ebb and flow, I fluctuate and oscillate between what I feel and what I want to do. So I'll probably go back to doing, like, videos like that again, but at the minute I'm just feeling very, like, I just want to be raw and authentic and honest with you guys and just tell you what I'm feeling and thinking at the minute, because these breakthroughs that I'm having, these are the moments, these are the needle shifting moments, like, where things are actually happening in my life, where change is actually happening. I have these moments, and these are the ones that actually make things happen, make me change the way that I think. But then instead of sharing that with you guys, I end up sharing like the kind of byproducts of that and like the little physical, like practical tips that you can take. But sometimes like they're not the important thing. Sometimes you need to have these like epiphany moments where it's like, I need conviction in my life. I think just listening to ourselves, observing ourselves, and being aware of like what we do, how we act, how we show up in the world is very important, and that is like the key thing that is going to get you to where you need to be. But yeah, I just feel like we need to have conviction. We need to fully and deeply and subconsciously believe in ourselves in order to see a change in our reality. We cannot change our reality if we are still stuck with limiting beliefs, subconscious limiting beliefs that we can't really work through because we're not aware of them. I really want to work on my affirmations that I say to myself, and I really want to work on like the part of me that feels the need to kind of dull myself down, quiet myself down when there are people around. Like, why should I, if I'm on holiday like with my friends or something, and it's a part of my daily routine, like in the morning I'll listen to affirmations, why should I pretend that it's not? Why should I pretend like, oh yeah, no, I don't do that, that's silly? Like, it's not silly. This is what I do every single morning. That is my true authentic self. Like, why am I gonna go away and neglect the thing that I do every single morning just because I'm with people? And the thing is, like, people don't care that much, and if people do care, it's like a them problem. Do you know what I mean? And I guess like people take the piss and things like that. I think because I've grown up like with people taking the piss out of me, and like just everyone takes the piss out of each other in my hometown and family. So I'm kind of used to that mentality and I laugh it off, but it does affect you deep down. I think it kind of like, it compounds in your subconscious mind these things that you feel about yourself, and then you get embarrassed and you feel shameful and you feel like you don't want to do these things. But it's like, I now have that awareness, and I now am slowly going to work on kind of unprogramming, deprogramming that mindset. I don't want to think like that anymore, because these are the little things that are holding me back. Like, these people with such a limited view of the world and such a like realistic view of the world and how things should be and very logical, like, they're the ones holding me back. They're the ones who I'm listening to, and I'm thinking that everything that they're saying is said with gospel truth, and I'm believing like everything that they say. But who is giving them that qualification of like telling you the truth about life or the truth about your life and your reality? No one. Everyone is just making shit up. Everyone is just setting their own beliefs and saying their beliefs with conviction to other people, but they're fucking wrong. Like, might not necessarily be right. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, if nobody is right or wrong, why are we doubting ourselves? Why are we not having conviction in ourselves on what we believe to be true for our own lives? I have been around people who are very confident and empowered and very strong and stubborn in their mindset. I think that's a reflection of a part of me, because I have that in me. Like, I'm very stubborn. I'm very, what's the word? Like, very want to be right, like very ego driven in some kind of ways, and I have conviction in some ways. But then I've also been around people who don't have that. They have the opposite. They're anxious, they don't believe in themselves, all that kind of stuff. And I think having both of those things mirrored back to me, because they're all parts of myself, it kind of makes me realize like, oh, I've just probably tried to like go down the middle and just be like both of these people. And not to say that you need to be stubborn or like you need to be set in one way or the other, but I think sometimes you have to just make a decision of what you believe in, who you are, and just fucking roll with it. Because if you are constantly trying to like balance out between two different types of people or two different parts of yourself, sometimes it's just so exhausting, because you don't know what's right and wrong, and you're just constantly feeling like you are wrong. You're feeling like everything that you're saying has no grit, has no value, because you are so easily swayed by other people's decisions and other people's opinions, should I say. And I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to be wishy-washy anymore. I don't want to be so convinced that other people are right. Like, putting other people on pedestals and like convincing myself that they're right, because nobody in this world knows the truth. Nobody knows everything. Do you know what I mean? We have our moral compass, and I think definitely stick to your moral compass. Don't be having these extremist views. I don't really believe in that. I think if we want to build the lives of our dreams and the life that we want for ourselves, we cannot do that by being wishy-washy, by being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And this is a very strong message that I'm getting at the minute from the universe. The universe is basically telling me, like, fucking decide if you want to be the old version of yourself or if you want to go into the new version of yourself, which I've kind of been battling that for the past few years. Like, I've just very much been 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I'm tired of it. And maybe this isn't the breakthrough that I think it is. Maybe I will go through this again for another couple of years before the breakthrough happens, but I am just happy that I'm having these realizations and that I'm having these thoughts, because every thought like this, every perspective change, every like realization, it gets me closer to where I need to be, whether that's like next month or next year or in the next 5 years. Like, I am happy either way, as long as I'm growing and as long as I'm learning about myself, you know? So yeah, that is just a thought that I've been having at the minute, and I feel like maybe some of you guys can relate. If any of you guys are like people pleasers or in that kind of mentality, I feel like you will probably understand and relate when I say these things. I do not want to be a people pleaser anymore. I don't want to be wishy-washy. I want to stand strong and firm in my decisions, because other people do that. People can literally be so fucking wrong. Like, people say the most bullshit and they say it with such conviction that it's convincing. I have been convinced, like, just in a moment, like, I'm convinced that, oh, maybe they are true, but then when I actually reflect on it later, I'm thinking, what the fuck, like, that is crazy talk. Like, why did I believe that? And it's because people are so convincing, people are so narcissistic, people just say things and it's a full-on lie, it's a blatant lie, but they say it with confidence and conviction, so you believe it. So it's like, if you start saying what you want for your life with conviction and confidence and actually fully, truly believing in it, I don't see any other way that your life couldn't manifest in the way that you want it to, because you fully believe it. And that is the key. It's getting down to the subconscious. That is the key to manifestation. You need to fully subconsciously believe in yourself and your ability to do what you need to do and to be who you need to be. And I think it's only in the moment where you fully believe in yourself, you kind of become detached. And then when you're detached, that's when you manifest things into your life. And I've very much been like, thinking I'm detached, but I'm not. Like, I still have these deep rooted subconscious beliefs that I want to work through. I also think that being a bit wishy-washy in what you say is due to a lack of confidence in yourself. I feel like I've probably said that in a roundabout way for the whole video, but I'm going to go into detail now. But like, it's like a low self-esteem thing. It's a lack of confidence in yourself, like in the moment, to fully defend yourself. And I think something that I've learned over time is I do say things with conviction. I'm very stubborn. I have got a stubborn side to me. So even if I don't know if I'm fully right, I do stand strong in what I'm saying for a while until I actually think like, maybe I do disagree with myself a little bit, and I'll probably like say, oh yeah, I kind of get that. But I think it's helped me a lot to just stand strong in my beliefs and stand strong in what I believe to be true. And then if I'm wrong, apologize for it afterwards, like being happy to be wrong. I think that's a very important thing, because if we just want to be right all the time, we'll just be like, oh my god, yeah, but I understand this and I need to agree with them and I need to agree with them. Like, sometimes as well, like, you don't even need to agree with people. Sometimes you can just be wrong and be delusional about it. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone else is. Everyone else is delusional, and that's why they're getting what they want, because they're delusional. So I guess that's the moral of the story. Like, we as sensitive people pleasers, we need to start being more confident in what we're saying and being wrong and strong sometimes. Like, we don't always need to be right. Let that sit for a while. Like, we don't always need to be right at all. And that's definitely a big thing for me. Like, I feel like I always need to be right. Like, I always want to be right. I always want to be kind of like politically correct. But then it's like, do I? No, I actually don't, because that's fucking boring. Like, I want to have my beliefs, what I think of the world, still having an open mind, still considering other people's viewpoints or whatever, but like not necessarily always allowing people's viewpoints to change mine. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about recently. Let me know if you can relate, because this has been very strong and nagging in my mind. I hope you guys are all doing okay. Let me know what kind of content that you actually enjoy. Like, do you enjoy this kind of video? Be really honest with me. Be really fucking for real. Just tell me how it is. I personally really enjoy doing this kind of content because I feel more like myself. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you or speak to you soon, whenever. Maybe I'll speak to you more often when I'm doing these kind of videos, because it doesn't really take that much out of me. Like, I could keep going, I could keep talking and talking, and I probably might. I got to get some work done though, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and ciao.